Alright, this is John Moon. This is my interview assignment. And I'll be interviewing Joe, and I'm a social worker at a rehabilitation agency for alcohol and substance abuse. And I will be giving Joe an evaluation. And here we go. Okay. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
John Moon, why don't you
Yeah.
have a seat? Come on in.
Thanks.
Sure, no problem. So, my name's John Moon. I'm a social worker here at this agency, and just wanted to explain to you a little bit about what this agency provides as far as services. Okay, this agency provides inpatient and outpatient treatment for alcohol and substance addiction. So what that means is we have different levels of care. One care where you would come in and stay for 28 days, and another level where you might come in a few times a week.
Oh.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen here is I'm going to ask you some questions, and then based upon the information, I'm going to determine if the treatment is appropriate,
All right.
okay, and what level would be appropriate. Okay, so how does that sound so far?
Yeah, it sounds all right. Yeah, we'll see what happens, and I'll
Okay.
just see what I'm gonna do.
Okay. All right. So let's start out with what brings you here today.
Well, I really didn't want to come here at all, but I've been having some problems at home domestically with my wife, and she more or less put it on the line that if I don't seek some help or start acting right, and I've been drinking a lot lately too, that we're going to be done and she's going to kick me out of the house. And I've kind of been going off the wall since our house got foreclosed on, and we're cramped up in an apartment, and I've just been going at it, drinking. So she told me if I don't straighten up or do something or stop acting like that, that she's going to kick me out and we're going to more or less be done. So I was a little nervous and anxious about coming here, but I didn't want to lose my my wife, and so I've kind of been drinking and going a little crazy, overboard.
Okay. Sounds like seems like you have maybe a really stressful situation going on here. So you said you're going to have a foreclosure on your house, and that.
Yeah, we've been foreclosed on, and we're in an apartment, and that was the start of it all. Once we got foreclosed, I was drinking maybe the day after we got the notice. I did go to the local bar and kind of really, I'm not used to drinking. I really drank right till they closed. My wife didn't know where I was, and then we had our first big argument.
Okay. So you say she gave you the ultimatum of quit
Yeah.
drinking or leave the home. So I'd like to ask you, what happens when you drink that she gives you this ultimatum? What happens? Does something happen?
Yeah, I kind of try to blame her, and I get really loud and verbal, and I try to blame her for the way I've spoiled her, and we wouldn't be in these financial distress. We wouldn't be in this situation if I didn't send her on trips around the world spoiling her. We wouldn't have lost our house. So I kind of blame it on her, and when I get drunk I really get the message across to her, because I feel it's all her fault.
Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like your wife does care. She wants you to stop drinking. But let's talk about your drinking for a little bit. When did you start drinking? How long have you been drinking for?
Well, like I said, that was when I first heard the foreclosure was just imminent. That was probably 4.5 months ago. And then, once we got out of the house and into the apartment, that's when I really started going at it. 3, 4 times a week. I'm at the bar more than I'm at home, and I'm out all night. And then she's paranoid that I'm chasing girls and stuff too. That I don't call and she doesn't know what I'm doing, drunk at a bar while we're fighting, and there's a lot of females around. So I've never give her a reason to not trust me, but it just adds fuel to the fire. So I'm just drinking, and
How
she's
mu-
there.
Okay. How much do you drink when you sit down and go to the bar?
Well, at the start it didn't take much, but now I'll drink maybe 7 or 8 beers and maybe 5 or 6 shots until they close. And then I'll just sneak back in the house and get ready for work in the morning, and that's it.
Okay, so what I hear you saying is you started drinking and you've progressed to drinking more often and more when you do drink.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to ask you a few extra questions here. Is there any health issues going on? Do you have any health issues?
No, health-wise, I'm pretty healthy still. I
Okay.
mean, I know I'm abusing my body with that drinking, but
Yeah.
so far I'm okay.
Okay, let's talk about your living situation. So your wife's giving you an ultimatum. She hasn't given you the boot yet. If you were to stay sober, she would allow you to come home still?
Yeah, she's the kind of woman that would be really receptive to that. It would really go a long way of easing her mind, and she'd be more receptive to me. And I know that's a step in the right direction, but it's just too much too soon that I just got flabbergasted with our whole changing lifestyle, and it just came on us so quick. And I didn't have time to sort it out or process it. I just didn't know how to react to it, but it would go a long way with her if she knew I was taking a step to try to stop this craziness.
Okay.
So,
Well, what it sounds like to me, Joe, is that you've got a lot of stressful things going on in your life. Maybe you're drinking to, get away from some of that stress, avoid the feelings and everything associated with that stress, and that the problem I see with that is that when you do drink, you get angry and verbally aggressive and maybe a little out of control sometimes. So at this point, I think that maybe I would recommend maybe an outpatient level treatment where you wouldn't have to come in, you can go home every, night to your family, and but you'd meet, in a group and one-on-one meetings, with a counselor
okay.
for about 6 months, and
6
as you
months.
go through the program, it becomes less each week. So,
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel about that? How would you feel about that?
If they have them that they're close by, nearby, I'd do it, as long as I'm not driving way out of the way, going through all this. We got enough financial problems without spending another $60 a week on gas. So if they're close and nearby, yeah, I'll go to them and get them over with, and see what happens when the smoke clears. So yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll
Okay.
give it a shot and go and see what happens. And if I like it, I'll do it. If I don't, I'll leave.
Okay. Yeah, we can accommodate your area. We have an office in your area, so what I can do is I can put in a recommendation now for outpatient treatment at the facility near your area.
Okay.
And then, so what would happen next is I would make your appointment for your intake assessment. You'd go in, they'd intake you into that facility and ask you a few more questions, and then they would give you your scheduled time for your meetings and stuff, and maybe, through this, you'd have a sober clearing of mind to be able to deal with maybe some of your situations. Does that sound all right to you?
Yeah, that sounds fine. Just they just let me know where I gotta go, and then I'll go.
Okay.
So
All right,
just
well,
let me know.
all right, well, thanks for your time, Joe, and,
Well, thank you for helping me out, trying to.
sure. All right, we'll see you later.
All right, thanks a lot.